Have you ever noticed how the world just keeps calling your shot? A dirty look, a sideways insult, an hurtful word, all meant to rile you up? There is, though, a quiet strength, hardly noticeable, that few people have the guts to exercise. Indifference. Be indifferent. Not like someone who doesn't care about anything, but like someone who knows that every emotion gambled away is a coin lost. Most human beings rush to prove their value, overreact at the slightest thing, and wear themselves out to be tough. The indifferent don't. They remain quiet, and it is in this very quietness that their superiority lies. What is taken for weakness is really an advanced tool. For whereas everyone rushes to play at appearance, the indifferent have already won, simply by not playing. But here is the truth. Most individuals are not aware of how to deal with the emptiness silence. They are compelled to react, to demonstrate, and to prove that they are masters. At the deeper level, this need is not strength, but weakness posing as strength. This is exactly where indifference becomes a tool of the psyche. When you stop reacting to what does not deserve your energy, you turn the game on its head. You starve the manipulator, anger the provocateur, and dismantle those who would like to see you lose your core. The problem is that we are taught to believe that response is always a sign of intelligence, courage, or presence. And yet, the opposite is true. Those who overreact reveal too much. Those who react to all are predictable, manipulable, and weak. The solution: become indifference at the opportune moment. And that is what you are going to learn in this video. Learn to invest your reactions the way one invests gold, with calculation, with restraint, and with strategy. Because power lies not in revealing yourself, but in becoming mysterious. Most people confuse indifference with weakness. They think that silence is defeat, and that to remain silent is to surrender. But the wise strategist understands that when you don't react, you don't give yourself away. Indifference is not apathy. It's a choice. It is a conscious decision not to waste your energy on something which is not worth your attention. It is like a silent wall. Those who try to attack you discover there is no surface to hit. Machiavelli would instruct us to opt for being feared in the sense that if we fail to secure love, at least we maintain hatred at bay. Indifference is that point of balance. You don't have to please everyone, nor respond to everyone. Just don't let yourself be dragged down by hate, nor be drowned in the attempt to be accepted. The indifferent man is the man who disappoints expectation. He says nothing where others talk, observes where others rush, and does nothing when success is already in his favor. His silence is a sharp sword. In every moment he doesn't reply, doubles the fear of those who dare to challenge him. When it comes to life's psychological game, the hurry to react is a concession of weakness. Indifference, on the other hand, communicates something much more ominous: mystery. And before we proceed any further, in case this material already makes sense to you so far, do leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. This way you're helping my work and won't miss the next videos, because there is still a lot of great content to come. And to make this thought in you, write below in the comments, "My indifference is my strength." I want to see who will actually take this commitment to their own power. Now we must understand the truth that human beings are confirmation addicted. When they tease, they expect to see fear. When they boast, they expect to get admiration. When they challenge, they want to tease a reaction. And it is precisely when you give them none of that the game is turned around. Indifference creates a climate of respectful silence, for the uninspired convey the message of always being in charge, though, inwardly, they too are fighting unseen battles. Picture Julius Caesar during one of the rebellions against his leadership. His enemies expected tantrums, incendiary orations, and exhibitions of authority in public. But Caesar remained quiet for days. While other players were consumed by debating and attacks, he just sat there, appearing unconcerned. That confused his rivals, who began questioning their own actions. When he did move, Caesar had the board already captured in his palm, because his silence had unnerved everybody else. That is the logic. Suspicion arises from silence, and respect arises from suspicion. Human beings fear what they do not know. They may ridicule the boisterous. They may attack the impulsive. But with the indifferent, there is nothing but the question: what does he know that I do not? Indifference is therefore more than a disguise. It is a way of making your presence become mysterious. And mysteries always command respect. All manipulators feed on the same diet. Your response: they want you to feel irritated, defensive, and apprehensive. They want to manipulate the invisible strings of your feelings. They want you to feel angry, defensive, and apprehensive. They want to manipulate the invisible strings of your feelings. All manipulators live on the same diet. All manipulators live on the same thing: your response. They want you to feel angry, defensive, and apprehensive. They want to play your heart's invisible strings so that you would dance to their tune. But when you don't mind, this game simply doesn't work. It is as if they set a sophisticated trap, and at the right moment, they come to realize that you never strayed into the area marked out for you. The lure is there, shining, but you notice and pass. And that gnaws at them. The manipulator, having never received your response, begins to waste energy on themselves. They try once, twice, 10 times, and each unsuccessful attempt reveals their own frailty. Think of a typical interrogation. When the prisoner refuses to talk, the interrogator is frantic. Silence ruins the plan and makes the mind of the attacker a dungeon. In life, it happens the same. Your silence and calmness not only protect you, they return the responsibility of manipulation to those who were trying to manipulate you. Machiavelli taught us that men must be courted or killed, for they can avenge minor affronts but not major ones. And indifference is that awful quiet sin. It shows that the other person has no power over you without your having to spend one word to prove it. And at last, the manipulator implodes on their own and you remain in the middle of the board, intact. The truth is that human beings fear that which they cannot decipher. When you overreact, you reveal your identity. Your anger betrays your vulnerability. Your eagerness reveals your insecurity, and your need to account for yourself betrays your dependence. But when you choose indifference, you're impenetrable. And the impenetrable always raise questions. People begin wondering what he is hiding. Why isn't he nervous? Does he possess something that I lack? Such doubt becomes a shadow that grows in their minds, and in the absence of his response, they give him power, intelligence, and even secrets that you yourself might not even possess. This is the manner indifference creates a magnetic presence. It attracts because it does not frighten, and it does not frighten because it attracts. The aloof becomes a closed door in an opaque room. Everyone wants to know what is within, but no one dare open with haste. This has been the strategy used by great leaders, diplomats, and strategists in the past. They were not being careless. They were on purpose. By revealing nothing, they made people have to think too much, and the more someone has to think, the more errors they commit. Ultimately, mystery is not a trim, it is power, and apathy is the paintbrush that shades this enigma before the eyes of others. On the invisible stage of human relations, it is not the powerful arm or booming voice that decides who holds the reins. It is to be standing erect when everyone else is collapsing. And indifference is the very art of remaining stationary as the world collapses around you. Observe that in every group, the person least perturbed is usually regarded as being strongest. Whether this is so or not, perception creates reality. That is why merciless leaders, ranging from generals in combat to dealmakers in secret rooms, have developed a mindset of indifference. They see that by remaining calm, they gain in the power unseen. Indifference is not only a shield that repels attack, it's a knife at the attacker's throat. As others burn themselves with emotions, you observe as they rush to react, you save energy. And when the moment arrives, one step from you is heavier than 100 bombs. That is the paradox of power. The most dangerous movement is not to move. Your peace is not serenity. It is strategy. Your detachment is not irresponsibility. It is mastery. And those who master themselves at some point master others as well. So far, we have seen theory is good, but practiceless theory evaporates into thin air. That is why we need to make indifference a part of day-to-day routine, an intangible discipline that shapes your stance before the world. It is not about faking cold-bloodedness, but learning how to control your emotions. There are 6 tips on acting in your everyday life to acclimatize your indifference and turn into a man of power. Master the timing of your response. Most people are prone to react too quickly. You have to acclimatize yourself to delay. Wait for a count of 10 before reacting to an attack, criticism, or provocation. This quick interruption puts the other off guard and recalls the feeling of control. Choose your fights. Not all insults, all delay, or all disrespect must be answered. Ask yourself, does it actually change my direction, or is it just static? If it's static, silence is already a victory. Master facial neutrality. People read emotion from raising your brow, pursing your lips, or bugging your eyes out is already a sign of weakness. Work on maintaining your countenance still despite discomfort. This is your power mask. Restrict overexposure. The uninterested aren't always accessible. Practice withdrawing strategically. Don't make excuses for your non-appearance and don't volunteer more information than is necessary. The more unpredictable you are, the more valuable you will be. Overcome defeats with public impassivity. The greatest examination of indifference is not triumph, but defeat. Allow outside defeats to reach you in the same serenity with which you receive victories. Withholding from making the impact public and keeping it within yourself is what separates the common from the strategist. Employ silence as a tool. In talks, in bargaining, or in negotiations, learn how to let the silence speak on your behalf. Silence is unsettling to other individuals, and they would inevitably reveal more than they had planned, and realize that indifference is not made pre-assembled. It is honed by everyday drudgery, every restraint of a moment before reacting, every chosen silence, and every tight gaze at defiance is a brick laid in constructing your inner stronghold. It is in this routine exercise that the indifferent person advances beyond being simply an individual who controls their reactions and becomes an individual who dictates the tempo of the interactions surrounding them. They are no passive bystander. They are the quiet leader of the orchestra without dramatic gestures. Finally, indifference is less about the world and more about you. It is the habit of showing yourself every day that nothing external to you holds power over your existence. Unless you surrender it, being indifferent is not withdrawing from life, but choosing where to focus your energy. It is creating silence as a power, pause into mastery, and presence into power. In a reactive and noisy world, the quiet ones become unmovable. And if this video has made you a little more richer, I want to thank you for joining me so far. Your time is precious, and the fact that you've chosen to invest it in this material means a lot to me, and I want to invite you to keep going. Join the channel as a member. You will get exclusive content, deeper analysis, and actionable tools that I don't make available to the general public as a member. It is a space for the seriously intent to expand their consciousness and progress more consciously in this game of life. Click on Become a Member and join this community. See you in the next video.